So I'm your host, Lynda Wylde. If you haven't met me already, I think most of you have. I see a few lovely new faces. Welcome. My guest speaker is the lovely Lindsay Etheridge. Lindsay is an intuitive artist, and she paints soul paintings, and she paints the unseen world, and she works with angels. And I'm just so proud to have you as my guest.
Thank you. I feel very blessed to be here.
I think I met you a year ago.
I actually think it was actually a year ago.
Yeah, and Julia introduced us and said, you have to meet her. So I'm glad I did. And these paintings she's brought, you want to explain who you brought today?
Okay. So this is an example of an intuitive painting. I have gotten permission from the person that I painted it for. This is my recent painting that I painted this for this person. Quite interesting. First time that Archangel Gabriel has showed up in an intuitive painting. So I don't really like to go too much into detail because these paintings are so personal on a soul level.
Yeah.
So I have that confidential stuff that I just kind of leave out unless I get permission, which I didn't really have permission because this is actually a gift for someone.
Okay.
But I did get permission from the person that was gifting this, that I would bring it tonight to share with you as a...
Yeah. So, but I'm glad you did, because these are examples of totem animals.
Some do come in as totem animals.
Or the energy of?
The energy of. Some are, sometimes they're not totem animals, sometimes they come in with a message for that specific person.
Okay.
And something that they need to hear at that point in time. If I get a line for someone and then a line shows up for someone else, it's not the same message.
Lions are generally courage?
Yes, it
And
usually
strength?
is courage and strength, but it goes deeper than that. So all intuitive paintings come with an intuitive message. So it's like a write-up. It's an intuitive write-up. Channeled, yeah. And it's something that my goal for these paintings is so that a person can keep it and they can keep on looking at it and keep getting a healing from it and keep getting reminded of those messages that they're given.
And
sometimes
beautiful.
Oh, thank you. And sometimes, like, you know, as a human, we need something visual sometimes.
Yeah.
And it helps a lot, and that's just my goal, is to bring a visual of healing.
Yeah, very nice. So I don't know if anyone has seen Archangel Uriel's portrait that she made. He's over here. Excuse me. I was asking her, telling her that I wanted to start working with Uriel, and just a decision for the higher energies. And I said, what does he look like? She goes, oh. And so we left it at that. And then she, you know, I did it, and she sent it to me, and I put it on Instagram, I put it everywhere. So hopefully it all to end, and she's gifted me with the portrait. So it's going to be a nice frame soon, and I'll be looking at that every day and saying thank you. Every day. Yeah.
That Uriel painted, sorry, it was a sketch.
Yeah,
Sketch, very
yes.
interesting, that one. Yeah, I loved it.
So how did this all start for you, and how did it start, and how do you experience your gifts? I know you channel, and you see and hear.
Yes. So basically,
let's start at the beginning.
oh my God.
When did it start for you?
So basically, what you're asking is how
did you
basically
know
how
that this was a gift for you?
it took a long time. As an artist, it's very. Some people, other artists, I have a feeling there is a couple of artists in here actually. find it difficult to be an artist, to actually find something that they need to be doing for like the rest of their life, other than just, you know, it being a hobby. I know it was something I was meant to do.
Yeah, creativity is
it's a need. Intuition has always kind of been in there, so it took a long time for me to like bring them two together, that was what I was meant to do. It actually really started off with my friend Debbie. Thankfully for her, like it just kind of clicked. When I met Debbie, she was like, oh, paint a painting for my daughter. And, not your daughter, sorry, it was your granddaughter. Yeah. And I did a painting of her granddaughter, and it was quite interesting, and it started to get something was happening when I started painting for her granddaughter. And then it just kept on kind of slowly getting things going and like moving, and then it just one day kind of clicked. I know that sounds really weird, but it just kind of like came together, and like, oh, I think the first time I've ever done an intuitive message that I was like, this is what I was meant to be doing, was actually a painting for my friend Melissa that I done. She's like, me? Really?
When was that?
Yeah, so she's an artist herself, and so we decided to gift each other a painting. And then I did an intuitive painting for her, and then I just had this overcoming sensation where I just needed to channel. I needed to write out something, and I did, and I made that connection.
More of automatic writing?
Yeah, it's kind of like an automatic writing, channeling.
Do you hear?
I don't. Yes, I do. It's more like I will see them first, and then I will start hearing the messages after. So when I do an intuitive painting, I actually paint first. I don't do channeling or anything like that. Sometimes during an intuitive painting, I will hear like messages and almost like poetic. It feels poetic a lot when spirit talks. So I would have to stop painting and just jot it down, kind of a thing, because it just, once I start painting, it just starts
You don't stop. Yeah, I know.
relax and keep on going, and it just kind of like, it's fluid kind of a thing.
Nice.
Very
So what's the most, bizarre experience that you've had in regard to gifts?
There's a couple, without like getting too into like gifts. There was one actually with Uriel when I was
Was this?
yeah,
Okay,
I think I told you.
No, you didn't. You said that was interesting. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna hear about that.
Okay.
So yes, do tell.
I don't know if any of you are familiar with the show Supernatural.
She did tell me about that.
Yeah.
While you were sketching it.
Well, I was sketching it. I haven't seen Supernatural before. I haven't seen it, and me and my husband just started watching it, on our downtime. And so on that particular day, I sketched out Uriel, and I just started getting all these like signs of Uriel everywhere. And me and my husband watched Supernatural that night.
Just kind of flicked it on.
Yeah, we watched it, flicked it on. We this episode, I guess they had archangels coming in.
Yeah.
And one of the archangels, this was Archangel Uriel, and me and my husband just kind of like looked at each other, just like, oh my goodness. And then my husband's like, that even gave me goosebumps. I'm like, there's something there when it gives my husband goosebumps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how I feel
Yeah.
too with truth shivers, I call them.
Yeah, and then there's one painting that I had done not too long ago, a couple of months ago, where I was painting a lion, and I literally heard a lion, like it hearing intuitively, but it felt like it was in the room with me.
That would be scary.
Well, you'd think that these things would be kind of weird and freaky, but
if you were alone in the house and you heard that, I'm like, is there a
yeah.
bear? We don't live anywhere near bears.
Yeah, I guess so. But I knew it was spirit, so it was the things that you encounter, stuff like that. You think you'd be a little scared, but
Is there a feeling of peacefulness, like, so you know, like, how do you know? Like, you hear something in the house, you know, light goes on or whatever, right? I've had that happen.
yeah.
So, you know, I'm up in my room, oh my God, there's someone in the house, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know,
Yeah.
it just,
Kind of nerd.
Yeah.
Because you don't know. Is that what you mean?
yeah, or I hear a noise and it sounds like there's someone running up the stairs. Get whatever I can. What do I keep under the bed now? Something that's big.
That. Well, make sure you're not getting broken into.
I forget what it was, but it is a weapon. It can be used as a weapon.
Okay. Oh.
Just in case. Yeah, I could be. Well, that's why I put it there.
Just in case it could be used as a weapon, I'll use this.
Yeah.
So it's not a bat?
No, it's either a broomstick. It could. Broomstick.
It is a bat.
But it's okay. It's a child's plastic bat.
Oh.
And I can hit. You know.
Oh.
It could still work.
So, where were we? I knew that this will be a fun kind of thing. It's not.
You're
serious.
What you experience, what you feel like when those things happen. What does it feel like?
Okay, so being intuitive and understanding a little bit about the other side and how things are and what's a spirit, what's a ghost, it's hard because I'm pretty neutral with when things start happening. I guess we actually have some activity in our house, but my husband freaks out, but I don't. I'm just like, oh, it's okay. Don't worry about it. Usually you start off with your feeling. Like if you're feeling scared, you know, maybe it's something that you just don't want to see, tell it to go away kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Are we getting into paranormal investigations or, you know what I mean? Like,
no, I've had some weird experiences and I'm like,
yes.
I'm not polite about it.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, you are. Right?
But I've woken up in the night too and I'm like, get out. Just because I feel something. I don't see anything, I don't hear anything, I just like, something woke me up.
Also, you can also like call upon like the archangels.
Oh, I
protect
do
you
now.
if you
That's
feel,
why I'm like,
or even God, the universe, whatever resonates with you.
yeah.
Come protect you, and you should feel better. Like it's all the feeling. You just gotta really pay attention to what you're feeling. You know that feeling you got when something doesn't sit right, or if you're scared. You know that kind of feeling is listening to that.
Yeah.
Though if you're not used to.
So but you've had these gifts since little, right?
I have.
So yeah.
I haven't talked about it very much, but I actually have my mom here. I had my first experience was actually seeing my grandmother at a very young age. So 6 years old after she passed. And I do remember talking about it with my mom, being that young.
Mm-hmm.
And saying I've seen my grandmother and stuff like that. But as a kid, I've always had a curiosity for what it is that I'm feeling, what it is that I'm seeing, what it is that I'm basically, why am I here? Questions so much, and just being sensitive, especially to energies. I'm very sensitive to energy. It took me a while to really figure out how to what it is that I'm feeling and how to do it, how to navigate it and stuff like that. If that makes sense. It's very hard as an artist to explain myself because that's my hate. I can't. It's hard for me to explain, so I'll just paint or draw. So I apologize if I'm not being very clear.
It's okay. Okay, anyone have any questions? And anytime you have any questions, just kind of pop in with it. Usually, if you've been to my events before, you know we have like a little schedule that we might do a healing or meditation depending on the guest. But since there's so many that want personal messages and drawings and so on, we're going to start with that. We're just going to keep doing that.
I was going to say,
Okay,
I
me
will,
first?
I'll open it up for you.
You want to?
Yeah. And while you're doing that, I can share experiences that Lindsay and I've had together, if that's okay with.
Of course, yeah.
So I'm an intuitive light worker, healer, and Lindsay had come to me and mentioned that she had the activity in her home. So she asked me to come and see if I could help her clear some of it, just because it was starting to kind of freak her husband out a little. And again, it's the understanding of what you are walking into. Like, you're not really knowing what you're walking into. So we actually sat down in the upstairs of her home together, like got up there, and I just, you know, you just get hit with that wall and not really know what's coming to you until you sit down. And I actually said to her, I said, I need to sit with it. I just need to, you know, let it show itself. And we ended up having a little girl come through, and she was afraid of being forgotten.
Oh.
So now Lindsay has been saging for her and lighting candles as remembering her, and from what I hear, things have settled a little, so that now she knows she's not being forgotten and it's not like constant activity. But it was actually quite interesting because her daughter and my son were playing together, and they, while we were in the middle of sitting with Spirit, they both came upstairs because they wanted to be with us.
Yeah.
And we, all four of us together, we were clearing the air. And the two little ones were like, we clear this space, we clear this space. And it
Children
was
are very, very
it was so
good
cool.
at connecting and understanding what, you know, we are conditioned to understand, that they are so new, that they are so in tune, that it's good that you just kind of be okay with what they feel.
It's like so hot in here, it's crazy.
They're just so in tune with what they're feeling, and it's good to really, what's the word I'm looking for? See, I'm having trouble.
Allow them
And guide.
Allow them and guide them and let them be, instead of like, because it will block if you just kind of push it aside.
Yeah.
But they can act as teachers for us.
Oh, 100%.
Big time, and they are
100%.
huge teachers, big teachers. They are truly amazing, and I think there should be some more workshops with children involved. And, you know, and that's something that I plan on doing actually, is painting workshops with kids and stuff like that. I think it's just so.
I see. That's interesting.
This is interesting. This is a little bit different from what we usually talk about, because I know I've known Melanie well. This is our third time hanging out, but I've known her
Many lifetimes.
many lifetimes. We've actually just reconnected, and yeah, basically we just reconnected. So for you, I got the third eye awakening. So what they want you to do is, because I think you're going to start seeing more, is what I'm feeling. Because you are already in tune and you're already intuitive and stuff like that. But I think you hear a lot more than you see. So you're going to see a lot more. They want you to work on that third eye, to open your, the pineal gland, to open it up more. Do more meditation when it's focused on your third eye, because that's what they really want you to work with more, is your visual, your clairvoyance, work. It's more spiritual for you this time. It's not. Yeah, that's what they want. They're like, time to focus. It's time to. Yeah, that's the message. It's time to focus.
I can see that. Thank you.
That's almost a universal message.
And you know what, these things can't, that's kind of interesting too. And I believe anybody who is intuitive, who is psychically gifted, the clients that they get in, they all seem to sometimes relate the same messages, is because we're all like on this collective kind of same, understand what I'm talking about? So
Yeah.
the same level. Yeah. So like it will be almost like you get one client come in and you give them a message, and then the next client will come in and it would be like almost the same message
In a day.
And they're all connected.
yeah, in a day. Yeah, I always say like take what feels right for you. Like when I'm talking, I know that I'm going on a tangent here. This is another thing that I'm talking about. Take what you feel is right to you, and then leave the rest behind, kind of thing. Yeah.
That is a universal message. Okay. I think if we all just connect to knowing that it's our own guide throughout life, within every day. We can't make wrong decisions. I'm good on these. Fine, actually.
Okay.
Hi.
Okay.
This is a new journey for me. Actually, 2 years tomorrow, I lost my mother. And 7 weeks later, I lost my wife. So part of that, I was a very pragmatic person. Either you die or you're dead. That's it. That goes to black. I had that conversation with my mom actually just a month before she died.
Really?
Yeah. And since been on a bit of a journey, trying to get awareness, coming to these events,
Yeah.
people I've met through
Yeah.
some of my counseling, and people you know.
Yeah.
And I've been seeing mediums, I'm wearing crystals, I'm trying to open up
Yeah.
to get to a point where I have hope.
Yeah. I think you've come a long way, actually, from when I first met you. And I like watching your trip to Egypt and the tattoo. That's really cool.
Absolutely amazing.
Hey?
It was amazing,
Yeah.
absolutely amazing. Gone to civilization.
Yeah.
It's interesting, this morning I got a text from my oldest daughter. She had a dream last night. That her ground.
I just wrote down dream.
That my mom came to her in a dream and
Sorry, I just.
was just talking to her and saying she doesn't see my wife often, but she's still in the reviewing her life, which I found interesting because I'd gone to a session with Thomas and
Yeah.
his wife
Yeah.
just around Valentine's Day, and they told me, well, Cheryl was there, but they told me that she could only stay for a while because she was kind of go back to the reading room. Right? So,
Wow.
no, I don't know if I mentioned that to my daughter, just kind of subconsciously it was there,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
no, so there's stuff
I'd
like
say
that.
it's true.
Yeah, kind of makes me pay attention.
Wow.
When I met you, I've seen a guy. He's going like this. He's helping with the heart. He is massive and he's native. He is strength. He said, "I'm coming in with your strength, heart healing." So I heard a woman's voice saying, "Look for adventure and coming through dreams."
That would be nice because I haven't had one yet, Mark.
Yeah.
There you go. That's a good message. And look at that drawing.
You also have an eagle with you. I'll give that to you.
You want to pass it to him?
Yeah, thank
That'd be great.
you.
Yeah. When for the eagle, when I saw it, that is where the sense of adventure comes from. I saw the wings spreading out, and it's like, look for adventure, look for new ventures, and enjoy.
I got things in the hopper. you know,
Yeah?
it's-
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
I want to see it all online.
Thank you.
Thank you. Listen.
Next. Volunteers, or I'll volunteer you. Oh, there we go.
Hey.
No, I am admittedly very new to this metaphysical stuff, but I've gone through a dramatic change in my life recently. It has come from a very, very dark place. I've been a victim of a car accident. I'm a victim of distracted driving. It's not melodramatic or life-threatening. It is life-altering and insanely painful. So I've lost years of my life. And it's only recently that this new clinic is able to deal with the issue, and they've done really well. And life has gone from a very, very isolated, dark place to something that is incredibly wonderful. So it's been such a dramatic change. It doesn't get any brighter or happier than it is today. So,
Brighter and happier, I'm drawing a sun.
so yeah, things have happened very recently. It's absolutely fantastic. So life is good.
Very sunny picture.
Okay, so the drawing, see what I mean by very sketchy, like, as soon as you started talking, I saw a flower blooming, and then right behind the flower, I saw the sun. So the channel message with that drawing is, out of the dirt comes a bloom, stuck only to get moving. So feeling stuck only to get moving again. It's like I kept on seeing these like wheels starting to turn a little bit more. Not car wheels, but like it's like a turn thing. It was like really going fast, so things are gonna start almost freeing. Like I really feel like things are starting to free up. Like, I know I keep on repeating myself because I'm feeling it, like the stiffness and just this, I don't know if it's actually physically or if it's actually going to be like, I think it's a little bit of both physically and emotionally in the head too as well.
Very happy adventure.
Yes, and there's going to be more. Like I just feel like it's just revving up kind of thing. It's like this is just the beginning, it's just, it's funny because I got like a picture of like a burnout, even though like we always doing. I don't know. I just have this like burnout kind of picture, kind of a thing. It's like just getting started, kind of showing off, kind of a thing. So things are gonna.
If you burn out, I feel like a rock star.
Yeah.
So while we're reading, I'm going to share a message with, or what experiences me and Lindsay, there's many we've done before. I astral travel a lot, and there's this one where I was telling Lindsay about, I said, hey, there's this world I was in, it was kind of deserty, kind of old Western style, and there was this house that was there, and I was while I was explaining this place, she's like, I've been there before. And I was like, oh, yeah, we go to a lot of places where I'll pull her into dreams with me too. I pulled her into a dream before where, and so it was kind of like a study type room that you'd see in like an old mansion or something. And there was these children. They weren't really children. There was like their old souls, but child size. And they had dark hair, dark features, but they're lighter skin. And there was a boy and a girl in there leading us in there. And Lindsay was in there with me. And there's 3 circles on the ground. And they're kind of like swirling circles with different kind of worlds in each one. And Lindsay was going through the first one, and then of course I woke up right before. I'm like, darn it, where I can go through. But yeah, where we.
So is this a dream or is this meditation?
It's a dream, but it's one of those different dreams
Yeah.
where you get the dreams and you're just kind of sleeping, dreaming. This is like one of those ones you can tell that it's quite different. That is a different dream.
That I think with a lot of people that are intuitive, we're just really doing a lot of that. And I understand it's more shamanic work.
Mhm.
So I'm interested in that, and I've had great conversations.
I know, yes.
Know each other? Connect.
Yeah.
They met us, yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Lindsay keeps on saying that, you guys.
It's like, you gotta meet my friend. Okay, so for you, I got a lion, and usually the lion means strength. I also got stars. So the channel message that came through for you was strength when power is needed. Not too sure what that means, but strength when power is needing a breakthrough. Reach for the stars, something new.
I keep getting that message about something new.
Wow.
Thank you.
It's confirmation there for you, honey.
Thank you for doing that. Thank you very much.
Thank you, blessings.
Well, I mean, I was kind of on the spot for that, but I don't want to talk about the medical intuitive part tonight because this is kind of about Lindsay, right?
Yeah.
But I will talk about personal experience for myself.
Sure.
And similar to her, when I was young, I also knew that there was something inside of me that knew different things than other people did on the, like my brother died, and I understood death. But watching my family go through it was very different. I was only 5, but I understood at that age already that there was something more meaningful to his death.
Yeah.
But my parents didn't understand that. So it was very difficult kind of being raised in that. But I really, honestly, I used to talk to a guide when I was 5, have a very conversation. And my mother-in-law just passed away. I was telling these ladies, actually, and she passed away only 6 months ago. And her and I, on this level, didn't get along very well, but it was never verbally. We just understood each other very well, that we were different. But since I've kind of been on this journey, and met Debbie, she seems to be kind of an igniter.
She is.
Yes, and so I've met Frances and stuff, and I inherited a pearl necklace from her, and one of the events that we went to, I was just feel very drawn to wear this pearl necklace that she gave me. Yeah, and so I went and I realized that her and I have this amazing relationship now that we could not have on this like on the earth. So it's been very beautiful. And I also inherited a diamond necklace, and she made me wear it tonight. So every time I seem to come, she's coming through with me.
Nice.
And I think it's just an acceptance of finally. Oh, see? Right?
I've actually dreamt this, actually.
She did? Yeah.
I was speaking to,
Celebrate.
celebrate,
Yeah.
I was speaking to Linda, just before, the event, and I said I had this dream that we were doing the event and there's this birthday party going on and all these kids were running around and spilling juice everywhere. They're spilling it over there. They're spilling it over there, but
We do have to clean it up.
so, do you mind? Did you mind if I drew
No.
for you? Okay,
Yeah,
I wasn't
absolutely.
sure. I'm like, did she want me to? And
Yeah.
then the horse came
Absolutely.
through.
Oh, see?
Does she really like apples? Is he or she?
She was a she. I was not a big treat person.
Yeah.
I love to love her more than just give her apples.
Yeah.
So she probably would have liked apples.
She's like, give me more apples. All I hear is like, give me more apples. It's like this funny personality that came through. Give me more apples is what I heard because it's full of horse. Give me more apples, show yourself more.
Oh, there you go.
Show yourself. This is that plain and simple. Why did she show herself more kind of thing? It's just like this kind of nut. She's a nudger.
She is a nudger.
Is she? Okay.
Very gentle.
Yeah.
She nudged straight up.
Okay. Oh, she's like, feed me more apples.
She's on the other side. Yeah, she doesn't, yeah, she's
You
with
can
me a
leave
lot.
an apple out.
I could leave an apple out for her. That's beautiful, thank you.
And Kumba, would you like a message next?
Yes, I would love it.
Sorry, what's the message?
Okay.
I actually have a little story that I want to share.
Sure.
And it was the last time I saw you at that event. I
On the
was
weekend?
working at the pumpkin run
Yeah.
for the Peace Arch Hospital for developing our community. And I had a wonderful experience after the event. Wonderful photos published in the paper. It was a costume event because it's pumpkin run. And I love to dress up.
If anyone doesn't know Annie, this is Annie Banani.
That's so cute.
I'm an entertainer, I work with the Portrait Clown and Mr. Bubbles.
Oh.
And,
Yeah.
but this gentleman came to me, he says, I remember you last year, weren't you in a banana suit? And I was. when it was Halloween, I love dress up. That's my first love is expressing myself with just outrageous things that are fun.
Yeah.
Fun. It's always
Yeah,
fun.
I remember your Halloween party.
So,
When's the next one?
oh,
We
yeah.
all want.
Anyway, he messaged me. I friended him after he published this beautiful article explaining the whole event and why it was personal to him. And he messaged me his real reason was that his niece and his sister, his niece and his nephew are there running because he lost his brother, her dad, their dad, his brother-in-law. He lost him and they've had a hard time adjusting. And when they show up at these events, she's a really good runner. She actually won one of the categories for her age group. And she's just under 12, I don't know exactly her age. But he said, I just wanted you to know that you make a difference.
You do.
You make a difference, and it really was meaningful to me because I feel like I just never really saw me the way others do. I just love to ham it up and just go out there and I'm outrageous. I absolutely no shame, whatever.
No, that's what I love about you.
Oh my God. Yes, here. But he said that I just want you to know how much you make a difference. I can't wait to see what you're wearing next year. This year I was a butterfly with rainbow, everything.
I like
Just
that.
saying. I had my glasses with me. Never leave home without them. And it's really not about seeing attention, it's about connecting. Connecting with people and shifting, whatever it is. Whatever it is. And as
Through
you
joy.
tell me that I made a difference for his family. It's very, very special. It's really something, and I cried. It was just, wow, what a wonderful reaffirmation of being exactly who I'm supposed to be. Without holding anything back,
Yeah.
It's freeing up. It's like I'm giving myself permission.
I didn't, the big butterfly.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Dream.
She had a dream before the event about a big butterfly and your costume was a butterfly.
That's interesting. So what came, I was like, I almost want to paint this. So it's
What a
scenery.
nice spot. That's
Yeah.
unusual for you.
Yeah, it's very, very different. Someone said, don't you just love the view? So I'm not too sure if this is a past person coming in, but I just got the sense either a photographer that loves taking pictures of like landscapes or even a landscape painter or someone like that. But what the message was taking in the beauty that surrounds you. So I feel like it's like you need some time sometimes just to step out and then take in that nature, the beauty. Because what I did, what I saw in my mind was you surrounded by nature. It almost looked like a painting to me, like you were stepping into this beautiful landscape painting. And you're breathing in the fresh air and just taking a moment just to slow down just a little bit. Does that resonate with you? It does. Yeah, it's also very healing for you to be in a nature setting. Just to step out of the I don't know why I kept on saying chaos a little bit, and taking a moment for yourself.
Yeah, you're always giving.
Yes.
You were always giving.
It's like smell the fresh air, take in the beauty.
This year it's been a transformative year for me. It is really, I've had some health challenges, so I'm finding that my well-being, my strength, my cells seem to be recharging, and I'm ready to go. And I definitely connect with my inner child, no problem.
Oh, yeah.
But it's about being able to give out that much, but also reserve enough to take care of me. That's what I've learned.
Yeah. I just got something and let me just try to grab it. I heard something and it just kind of went away. That's another thing with a lot of intuitives and stuff like that. Messages kind of come really fast sometimes. Right. So when you're in nature, this also came to my mind. I've actually told this to a couple of people too. So this is probably what needs to be heard too, like other people can take this too. Trees are very healing. They're very, very healing. And what you could do is to get that recharged again is you just put your back to the tree, where your spine is aligned with the tree. Breathe in and just kind of just almost meditate with that. And it almost like acts as like a healing, some kind of healing thing that will go through your body. It'll just help you kind of recharge. And that's another thing that for you is I really feel like there's that healing space. Take a time, take a moment, take a time to breathe. I kept on envisioning you breathing in this beautiful fresh air. And that's
Just breathe it in.
yeah. Thank you, blessings.
Are you ready? Are you ready for anyone else? Well, right now? Yes.
I won't say anything. I'll just be quiet.
I don't know why, but I was hearing the song Stand By Your Man.
I don't have a man.
I know.
Stand by him.
Why am I hearing this song? I don't even know that song. I don't like. I know the first few
I
words.
just heard
Stand By Your Man.
Maybe the man's coming because she
Maybe
did.
the man.
What was it? 2 years ago, you did draw the paper. We call him the paper man because like she drawed him on a piece of paper. But she still has to show up. But we call him the paper man. So
Paper man's different. Paper man? Like delivering paper.
Oh, you get delivery boy.
Delivery boy, yeah.
Come and bring the package in here. Sorry, it's my Scorpio ways coming up.
That is so funny. So for you, no surprise, it's a crystal. Doesn't look much because it's just like a bunch of lines.
I get it.
But it's saying, stay true to who you are. You know what you were meant to do, what you're meant to do. And stand by your man, apparently.
Which really get up here. So hopefully sooner or later.
Maybe it's a song that resonates with the guy. I don't know.
Sure. I'll hear it. I'll be like, oh, that was it.
I just see a picture of a paper cutout, you're standing beside it.
Dad be like, hey guys. At a Christmas party, I'm like, this
When
was my thing.
you see that, if that happens, honest to God, look around for that man.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm like, it's her posing for fun. It's maybe at a movie theater or whatever. And,
Or a grocery store.
Oh, God, I hope not.
Scouring
Listen to messages. Come on, you want your paper man.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to hide it.
Do you hear? Do you hear clairaudience?
I'm just trying to figure it out.
Because my ears feel like they're gonna explode, so I feel like that.
I'm green too.
Yeah. Okay.
We're trying to figure out what this song, Stand
Oh.
By Your Man. We're trying to, right? Since we figured out, I think it's Tammy Wynette who sings, you know,
Yeah.
we're just trying to figure out the words to see if like the whole song would.
Perfect, we're all on the
You'll have to
pages
Google
minute.
the actual words.
It takes a village.
Yes, it does.
It's a good village.
Yeah, it is. I like this village.
Find your minute.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna really like it then.
Okay, so, for you, I saw an angel, really guardian angel, and she gave off this like pink kind of glow feeling. The first thing that she said was heart chakra opening, and everything will be okay, and trust. And like it was almost like she's trying to help you take weight off your shoulders. It's like I just feel like there's a lot of weight on your shoulders, and she's helping you release that and trust that everything will be okay. Does this resonate?
Yeah, I'm kind of there.
Yeah.
I've been, like, kind
That
of
you're
been on the
trusting.
journey.
Yeah, on that journey.
And I mean, it's kind of life. Life teaches us, right? It's
Yeah.
ultimately you accept.
Oh yes, and she's been with you the whole journey too. So
Yeah.
she is going like this. I don't know. I see this like the hands on
That
your
to
shoulder.
me is like, settle down, calm
It's
down, breathe.
it's like she's doing like some kind of like Reiki work.
That's
Something. I just get the
exactly what I
shoulders Reiki.
It's a grounding
Yeah.
Reiki.
Yeah, yeah, calm. I almost, oh, sorry, I wanted to draw a heart. Heart.
And pink.
Yeah.
You must have a lot of rose quartz around.
Not a ton, but I've been working with pink, so.
There you go. That's why.
She's resonating pink, so she too, so you're picking two.
And that's been, it's funny because you grow up a tomboy, you don't, I'm not really strong with the feminine energies, and that's kind of it's again, that controlling versus allowing.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
It's just controlling, but controlling, it's kind of an adaptation of survival for many of us. And you get to a certain point where you have to let go and just
Oh,
allow
Yeah.
and really go with the flow.
Yeah. When it comes to color,
Mhm.
for the colors that we not really are taking a liking to, are actually the colors that we need more.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, I'm not really a red person, but I've heard that someone told me like I need to wear more red, and I'm like I can't. I just can't. I'm not a red person because I'm an Aries, and they're like, oh, you're an Aries, you need to wear more red. I'm like,
No, but it's
You know.
it's the positive
It's
red,
grounding.
it's the strength, it's the determination,
Yeah.
it's the will.
yeah.
Yeah.
And you also have this calming energy about you too. So
Yeah,
you are actually a very healer in general because you can actually you'll heal people without really knowing that you're doing the work.
Just being, yeah.
Just being next to someone. It's very
Presence,
healing.
magic.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, they're saying thank you for your work. Yes, because
Thank
it's
you.
really helping. Thank you. And I'm tuning into you. Okay.
No pressure.
I'll give you some words and maybe it'll help. I feel I live in a box with outside pressure. And in the box is guilt.
That's interesting.
And in that box, I feel not heard.
Fear of not being heard, or fear.
Oh, that's pretty deep. You won't be able to figure it out.
You are a deep person.
I'm spending too much time in the shallow. And by the way, I like my beard too.
All right. Okay. Yeah. So the symbol that came through was a phoenix for you, which is interesting because today I've actually been talking a lot about the phoenix with a couple of my friends too. But as soon as you started talking, I just saw the phoenix breaking out of that box that you were talking about. So it says, break free and move forward. Almost similar. Keep going.
Maybe I'll go on a trip with the guy who's going north. Six-pack of beer, we're fine.
I've known him about 10
Yeah.
10 years.
That's so funny.
It's good guy. I'll introduce you.
I'm married.
No bromance?
I can only do one.
I feel like there's a lot of things. I feel like there's a lot of things that is attached to the weighing down kind of feeling in the box. Because I kept on seeing, I guess if you, well, the phoenix kind of took over it. I kept seeing the face turning away from the situation kind of a thing. And saying not to pay attention to a certain situation. I keep on hearing like don't bother or something like that. So I keep hearing focus on the now or something. Sorry. But they're just saying that you need to break free of it. I keep on hearing, but I don't know how. I don't know if does that resonate with that feeling of how to break free? I think there's a lot of deeper stuff that needs to be healing in that sense. I keep hearing like great energy healer, or I don't know if you go see someone with that has really good energy healing, because I feel like they've got all these attachments to you, like energy wise, where they're hooked, and you need to like, what's the word? Cut the cords. Is what I'm feeling in order for you to break free, because you got all these kind of things that are being
So I did marry into an Italian family. You're telling me I gotta leave the whole Italian family?
Oh, energy wise. Energetically. Well, if you want to leave, I mean.
The food's good.
Stay. Just got the energy to be like, I'm just here for the food. Just here for the food. Kind of like rising of the phoenix. Rising. Coming out of that box.
Yeah, a good energy healer. I know several. We can talk about it later tonight.
Sure.
It's night and day if you've never had that done.
Okay, so I hear stop. And smell the roses kind of a thing, like just stop. Chaoticness, I feel, but like I don't know if it's. I feel like it's more internal, and it's like just stop and take a moment, kind of like what I've been saying to a few people, to really gather yourself and smell roses. Kind of stop focusing on a certain thing that gives you grief or that doesn't sit right with you, kind of a thing. So don't focus on that. They said focus on that flower.